This is a recipe for pumpkin cheesecake from 1570, and it was written for the Pope. It is one of my favorite recipes that I've ever made on the channel, not only because it's delicious, but also it's really easy because there is no crust. The recipe was written by Bartolomeo Scappi, chef to several popes in the late 16th century, and in his Opera dell'arte cucinare, he calls it a pumpkin torte, but it's a cheesecake. Now, pumpkins were a relatively new thing in Italy, having been brought over from the Americas only a few decades before he wrote this recipe, and he's not specific which kind of pumpkin or squash to use, so I'm using a sugar pumpkin, but you could also use a butternut squash or even canned pumpkin to make life a little easier. Now with the fresh pumpkin, you boil it in salt water with a little butter until it's nice and soft, and then you mash it and you drain off any excess liquid. The historical recipe says that you can actually cook the pumpkin in a good meat broth or else in salted water. So if veal broth is your thing, have at it. I stuck with the water. The cooked pumpkin is then mixed with ricotta and mascarpone or cream cheese, and then eggs, brown sugar, cinnamon, ginger, milk, and butter. You mix it all together and then put it into a deep dish and dust the top with cinnamon and sugar. Then you bake it. Now the texture of this is very different from a modern cheesecake, but it does hold together pretty well considering there is no crust. The texture is nice and light and it's really well spiced, and it makes a great alternative to your traditional pumpkin pie. So, if you want to show off at Thanksgiving this year with a 17th century pumpkin cheesecake made for a pope, then this is the recipe for you. The full recipe is up on YouTube or in the Tasting History Cookbook.